everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Good Enough Gaming Podcast. We're still here.
We're still trapped.
Beep, beep.
We all float down here. This week's episode is entitled, I Just Got Ghosted in Yotei. Well, gamers, it has been quite some time since we all got over the death of our horse in one of the pod's most beloved PlayStation games in the Ghost of Tsushima. And well, I think we're ready to be hurt again. That's right, the next installation of the gripping story-based sophisticated combat system and visually stunning masterpiece of a series has come out in the form of Ghost of Yotei. So saddle up, listeners, join us on our journey as we unsheath our opinions and give our initial thoughts on one of the most biggest titles to drop in the last quarter of 2025.
It's true. That is
Hopefully
true.
We're
not too much unsheathing, I hope.
Yeah, we don't need that down here.
no pork swords.
Ugh.
So we're talking about Ghost of Yotei, which again, the second installment of the beloved Ghost franchise.
Yes.
Ghost of Tsushima was absolutely phenomenal, and this is
An amazing game.
quite a
Yep.
follow-up to it. So I think we're gonna start, as always, we'll talk good things.
Yep.
We'll start strong.
That's how we always start.
Yeah, we always start so
right?
positive.
So
good,
so
good
positive.
intentions, and then it just
Yeah, that's us.
Yeah. So I'm probably the least deep into it.
No. I am. I haven't even
Daryl
started
hasn't
it
even
yet.
played it.
Daryl's been busy.
Daryl has fallen
I got
into.
busy, okay? I moved. So there was a lot of things going on.
Daryl was homeless.
Yeah.
So Daryl's behind, but that's okay because he has lots of questions for us.
You barely started.
I'm like 10 to 15 hours in, but my
Oh, okay.
problem is I keep getting distracted by side quests and bounties.
That doesn't
and
sound like you at all.
Mm-hmm.
This game is perfect for that. So
there's so much to do and like so many little stories that you can just sort of like participate in, and it's
good.
I tried to mainline it, it doesn't work.
Jordan, so let's rewind a sec. Jordan, can you, for the people that don't know,
Yes.
if they're new here or if they're, looking for a game review or like, should I buy this? What can you give us the outline of Yotei? Because it is
So-
different.
Yeah, so I mean, if you've played Tsushima, you already kind of understand a little bit of what's going on, but this is a revenge story through and through. Not to get like too deep into it, but
First 5 seconds of the game, it is the most like straight to the point intro.
very much so. Yeah, this game, I mean, Tsushima is considered to have one of the best opening intros ever in gaming, and so that's a hard thing to kind of elevate from. But I think they do a pretty good job here. And this takes place like 400 years after Tsushima.
Total other end of Japan.
The northern end.
Yes,
of
they aren't
Japan.
related in any way.
Completely unrelated. And your family is butchered in front of you by this group of mysterious people all wearing different masks. And then you're left for dead, stuck to a tree with a sword, and they light the tree on fire, and they're like, all right, see you later. And somehow you survive that, and then
Out for blood.
off we go.
Out for blood.
Yeah, it definitely starts off guns blazing. But like I said, if anybody's played Tsushima, you already have kind of an idea of what to expect and what you're getting into. So yeah.
So this one has a little bit of a different combat system. There's no longer like stance dancing between like 3 or 4 different stances based on the enemy you fight. Now it is weapons based.
Yes.
Now, so you've got your single katana, you've got
Double.
dual wield, you've got the uchi katana, which is like the super
the giant
long
one.
blade that she has to like pop out of her back. And then you've got what are they called?
Like the hand scythes.
Like
or-
hand scythe hook weapons. Those are
the chain weapon.
Yes,
and
those are
then
dope.
you've got a spear.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and
as
then there's
well.
a spear. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Just a full arsenal.
Yeah.
essentially, yeah. It's very it's fun because that's like how you get through the game is you're going to these different teachers and you know you encounter a problem and then you're getting a new weapon to fight a new enemy, like a new enemy type that you've been maybe struggling with, and you're like, oh, actually, you just use this thing and just beat the crap out of them.
Yeah, they kind of take the God of War approach. Like the world is very expansive, but it's all separated into more digestible chunks through a fast travel. So it's like,
You can
okay,
fast travel.
for me to get to this next area, I'm going to take a boat across a lake, and that's a fast travel section to get me to this new map, basically.
Okay.
And like to Trevor's point, essentially every new zone you go to, you're going to get a new weapon. And so it opens up the story to why you're going to get that weapon. A lot of the enemies in that zone are going to be tailored to said weapon, and that's where the cycling comes into play. Is rather than the stances in this one, it's like, okay, well, the guys that have like the chain blade, they're weak against the spear. So it's like, okay, well, I need to swap to that weapon to stagger these guys a lot quicker. And because just like Tsushima, if you get surrounded by a huge mob, all with different weapons, like if you're not constantly cycling those weapons, you're fucked. You're gonna
you
get
you
wiped.
can strong arm it, but it is difficult.
Yeah,
It's like advanced rock paper scissors.
Yes,
pretty much.
Classic, like any game, like any good video game. I got to start strong here with some of the pros on this game.
Yes,
so
please.
if you loved Breath of the Wild, and if you are someone who cannot shut up about how Breath of the Wild is the greatest game ever made, this is like we've talked about with the new Digimon to Pokemon, when you put a powerhouse behind an actual game in development. This game is Breath of the Wild for adults. And I stand by that. It is a open world with tons of shit going on. As Kyle mentioned, you get confused and lost just doing stuff.
Treasure hunting with like maps.
But I would say the most impressive part of this game is the world that they made.
Yeah.
It
is expansive for sure.
Well, not just that, just the interactions. You get, so Atsu being the main character, you know, you get your horse, you get to pick your horse. Haven't killed my horse yet. I'm sure it's coming.
I can't do it.
It's rare to see a game where you say, oh, hey, I'm like in, you know, Yotei is essentially Hokkaido. It's the North Island of Japan.
Yeah.
And it's still wild, right? It hasn't been, that's what this is all about. This is a bunch of like gang mobsters trying to take control and be the ones in charge. And you ride your horse into these fields and it's beautiful and majestic and awesome. You go, oh my God, there's a band of wild horses.
Yeah.
And you run at them and they react to you and start sprinting with your horse.
Yeah.
And like, I had to stop and take like screen caps of this because I was like, this is fucking incredible. Like, this is the coolest shit ever. And it has nothing to do with like the game.
No, just interactable.
It's just, and like same with like the other wildlife and like, you know, you see birds and cranes flying off and stuff. And it's just,
you can see like a smokestack in the distance and you're like, oh, I wonder what's going on there. So you go and it's a new quest.
Yeah.
It's not on the map until you get close enough and then it like triggers and
or same thing, you go up, you find a watchtower and you can get out your, you know, your telescope and you can just start marking stuff on your map and it kind of tells you what it is and what's over there. And you're like, oh, I don't know how many hours I'm into this game, but it's just like, I'm not very far in because I'm just doing everything.
Yeah. You can't help it.
No.
It's so immersive that you need to.
Yeah. Like, what's that thing?
explore.
I got to check it off.
Yeah. So this might be a little bit of a backhanded compliment for the game, but it's to Trevor's,
it's almost too much.
Well, it's not even that it's too much. It's just, you can tell that there's less of a directed narrative like the first game. You know, it really kind of plays into the story is kind of what you make it.
Okay.
And you know, that's either a positive or a negative, I think, depending on the player. You know, but like we were talking earlier about kind of where we were in the story and in the progression. And like Kyle, I think you went to
Yeah, it's sort of like Borderlands. It's like, do you go this way or do you go that way?
Yeah, so like you were doing a mission that got you, I think, the big sword.
Yeah.
And you were talking about that, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Like,
Yeah, where
I'm
are
not
you?
even there yet.
Yeah.
And then I realized it was because I went to go get the spear first. And
Yeah, I don't have spear yet.
Yeah, like my experience for probably a good 10 hours.
Experience?
Nice.
Experience?
My like 10 hours is probably totally different.
Yeah.
So like I said, I'll leave it till the end, but that's a positive and a negative, I think, depending on the player. But it is very different the way that they spoon feed you the story, I think, compared to the first game.
And I feel like all the side quest stuff isn't just like, like Ubisoft dribble where it's just like, here's some random shit to.
I mean, they've got some of that.
There's definitely a little,
but not nearly as
no,
as much.
They definitely took the hint from the first game where it's like, here's this person you met. We're going to go on a little adventure with this person and like to figure out who they are. Like there's the little kid who's essentially like a grave robber who sells you shit.
Great.
Yeah. Like just people trying to survive, right? Like you're in the Wild West. And I think
Rocket Raccoon is
every compound.
I'm taking that leg.
Yeah.
Like basically every compound that you clear, there's a little like time pass moment in it, and then all of a sudden you're at the front gates of this bandit camp, and this kid is there like, oh, I've got new wares. It's like, well, yeah, because you just fucking
robbed everyone,
all of these dead bodies.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of a funny little piece in there for sure. But yeah, this game, I think the other interesting thing too is, like story wise, I really like that a lot of the side characters have their own self-contained arc, and that was part of what like the first game had that too. With the different factions that you would help and the different people. And this game, I think, just kind of keeps running with that. And I do like that part. You meet the and I'm probably going to say it wrong, but the Ainu people. And like there's
the Aboriginals of northern Japan.
Yeah, and
that's actually historically accurate.
Yeah,
like it's very good.
I had to do some research when I was playing that part, and I was like, oh, like this is pulled from historical. Like I'm sure that it's not 1-to-1 accurate by any means, but the fact that they even did the work to like these people are originally from that region.
That's cool.
And everybody that's coming in and waging war and pillaging and taking over land, these people are like, can we all just get along? And honestly, some of those quests were, I think, some of the best in the whole game.
Oh, sweet.
I think it really lends to, like Kyle said, the immersion of like, okay, I am in this place, I am in this region. This is very different from the first game. And so I really appreciated little touches like that. And there's more kind of along those lines, but I singled that one out because I was like, there's probably a 5-hour stretch in there where I was like, this is really cool. Being able to learn all that stuff. So
yeah, I think they did like the same thing. This is for everyone who's like, oh my God, this isn't a direct sequel, or like this isn't some crazy huge step. Like they took a lot from the first game and swapped it. So like this game is no longer about like Tsushima, where it was about like being a samurai, like being honorable versus like dishonorable, and like being like more of a ninja. Whereas in this one, it's just like you are here to kill people because you're out for revenge. Like this is Kill Bill.
Yeah.
Wild West Japan, like, and there's so many little like touches of that where you get these like spaghetti Western standoffs and stuff, and there's like these little like tumbleweed moments where you're like, where am I? Like, what is going on here? But they also changed like the sneak tactics, like in a lot of other games where you ping and you can find all the enemies in the area, and you like they don't
outline.
Like they don't give that to you anymore.
No,
like you have to look.
Oh, okay.
So you actually have to like pay attention to your surroundings. Like they still give you all the tools of like wires and stealth attacks and grass and smoke bombs and stuff, but you have to actually like pay attention to where the people are and look. You can't just like, oh, I'll just keep hitting the ping button and like listening for the clickers and
somehow my character has sonar ability. It's
that doesn't make sense. Not a superhero.
the music too.
Oh,
like,
the shamisen.
Yeah, Trevor talking about spaghetti western stuff. The first parts of the game definitely lean into that. Like the sounds of this game and kind of the overall like theme of the music is very different from the first game. If you've ever watched any of like the old 70s and 80s Japanese samurai films, this is pulled right out of that. And obviously we know Tarantino just rips all of those movies off. But like Trevor said, this is Kill Bill. The story is that, but you're in a Japanese setting, and the music really lends itself to that.
Can we also talk about like the different like either language modes or visual modes? that you
Oh,
can
the
play
director
in?
modes.
Because like I was like, like do I want to like how do I want to play this? And listening to it, like having it Japanese spoken and like subtitled is awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, you went that way with
really
it.
enjoyed it that
Okay.
way.
That for a little bit on the first, the first one too. I was like, this is pretty sick.
I mean, not only does it keep me engaged because I'm reading subtitles,
You have to read,
but like just it feels like you're experiencing it more authentically.
Yeah.
I haven't done the
blood mode,
the blood and mud mode,
blood, mud, and wind,
or something.
Yeah, and then there's like one that I think would be good for like after the game if you just want to like explore. There is that lo-fi mode.
Yeah,
and it's just like chill. It's like chill music mode. I'm like,
that's cool.
That's for just like riding around. When you're trying to get the platinum at the end and you're just kind of like clearing out the map and doing all the little extras things. Like that's what lo-fi mode's for.
I love that they included those options because like
they're so good.
Brings so much extra to a game.
Yeah, the accessibility stuff is great, and they've even got other settings in there for even just like gameplay changes for people too.
Yeah, if you're not good at parrying and stuff, you can like open up the window for that, and like you can like it's like fully.
Don't you say?
Yeah, it's like the super customizable difficulty. It's not just easy, medium, hard. It's like, hey, this one thing. If you suck at this, or if you have an accessibility issue, it's like, well, you can just like make this not a thing.
I hate parry. So
the director modes are sick though. Like I'm doing and I can't remember what it's called, but I'm doing the mode where it increases mud, it increases blood, and it zooms in the camera almost like God of War style. So like not quite over the shoulder, but definitely brings it in compared to like the original. And that stuff, like when you're going one-on-one against another enemy, it's so good. And like we'll bring up Kill Bill again. In that mode, like when you slice a dude's throat, the blood's just like it's just so over the top and very like anime almost. But I actually like that mode a lot. I thought it was really
the
cool.
other part of that too is like the opposite is when you get on your horse. Once you start riding, it zooms out like it does like a Lord of the Rings, where it just kind of backs up and like really shows off the landscape.
Because the landscape is
it's
beautiful,
fucking incredible.
That was the whole thing that took me in the first game. It essentially was like the beautiful landscapes and like just the artistry of the environment they created.
This one is definitely this one's definitely more where they added more like especially wildlife, like I was saying with the horses. Like they added a lot of extra like things that react to you, right? You run through the river, the birds are flying away from you. Like there's just a lot of like those little things. You're like
foxes again.
There's foxes, there's gold birds.
Gold birds are back too.
Oh nice.
And there's hot tubs.
Hot springs.
Hot springs are back.
Some naked lady butts.
Yeah. Just a glance. I do like that they brought all that stuff back. I'll be honest with you though, I much prefer the haikus over the painting.
I like that mechanic.
It's interesting, using the touchpad to like do brush strokes for painting.
It's very much a PlayStation exclusive game, and same thing when you start the fires and you have to use like the motion controls. And like the nice thing too is you can skip it. But I never do. I'm like, oh, this is goofy. I'm like,
functions ever.
I'm like, this is goofy. I was like, this is goofy like the fifth time, and then you're like, but I'm still gonna fucking do it because it's just goofy and fun.
Yeah, playing your like little guitar.
That can be annoying.
Like that can be annoying, but that one was kind of cool because at least it's like you're opening up new music options for your character. I don't know about you guys though. Like again, interesting theory, but in practice, I don't know if it matters, but does anybody actually use the music like in the world? Because they all every song gives you like a different
once or
thing.
twice.
Buff,
There's certain, not like actively, but there are moments where if you play a certain song, I believe something happens
Well, yeah,
in locations.
like there's certain ones that'll like it'll change the wind to tell you where hot springs are.
Oh,
or,
yeah.
there's even one where you can like tame wild animals. So
Oh.
I saw a clip where there's a grizzly bear chasing a guy, and he starts fucking whipping
Which,
out a
let me
guitar.
just whip out my guitar. Who needs bear spray when you have a guitar?
Right? And then all of a sudden the bear is just tame and just
That's
kind of
cool.
like hangs out with you. So, but I was like, cool. But has anybody actually used any of that? It's like
The stuff with the winds definitely feels more like the there was that one set of armor in Tsushima where it helped like ping you towards
Help
stuff. Like it's
find
kind of that
stuff, yeah.
completionist, like platinum. I want to get the platinum trophy armor.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of that mechanic where like, oh, I'll use this later to find all the shit I missed.
So on that note, then, like, what do you think of the unlockables? Because there's a vast amount of like hats and like
Masks,
yeah.
armor,
weapon skins again, like fucking unreal. Like the first one.
It's the best part of the game, honestly.
You look
Like,
cool as
dress up.
shit.
Yeah,
You look cool as shit.
Finding all the armor sets and like buffs aside, there was a lot of sets that I would use that weren't necessarily tailored to like my build or what I was actually gonna
Fashion.
do. I was like, this thing's fucking dope.
fashion over function.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dark Souls.
That's how I roll.
Fashion Souls.
Yeah, and then they've got all the dye merchants as well, so you can
Oh,
still
sick.
go
Okay.
around and buy new dye for each piece. And
I hate the teas because you can go and like really early in the game, they're like, look at all these colors. And like, but you don't own this
Yeah,
yet. And I'm like, where the fuck is it? Like, I've cleared this whole area. Like, I can't possibly. And it's just like,
Yeah.
they're like, it's out there. It's like,
Yeah.
you son of a bitch.
Go find them.
Yeah.
keep
You
searching.
son of a bitch. The other big thing too, I love that they tell, like Jordan's saying, like there's ways to tell the story, and there is the main story. But the big one when you start, you've got the one hat on, is that there's a bounty system, right? So this is the Wild West. There's people acting a fool, doing dumb things, like abusing people. So you meet a guy who like sets you up with the bounties, and he sits by the bounty board, and they give you like the classic like Western like drawn bounty of a guy, and they're like, he's been seen here and he's killing the villagers, blah blah blah. But then you start to get the story where, because you're fucking with like the gang, the mob, essentially, there are bounties out for you.
Oh,
And you start to get these clues about what they think about you, and
Yeah.
like how much you're like affecting them, because they call you the Onryo because you're like an evil spirit, because you kind of like
Ghost
died
spirit.
and came back.
Yeah.
Is sort of the concept here. So I love that they're like, and you take your own bounties to just like take them off the board. But then
Yeah.
people come and find you in the world, and they're like, you're that chick, I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah.
And like, so you have this like not only are you hunting bounties, but you are being hunted.
Yeah.
And I think that's just like, that to me was just like one of the, it's so it's so simple, but at the same time, I'm like, they're so good.
And it adds so much.
Well, and the
to it.
conversations that you have with people, and then there's the fight tree,
Yeah,
which is
that's
dudes who are like
fucking nuts,
risking their
man.
lives for honor to be like, I'm the best fighter. So you just go and fight to the death,
Yeah,
and then you go to like to fight the master, and you learn different skills. Like there's
Yeah.
just all these like little, like Jordan said, there's just these like little story bits that have absolutely nothing to do with the main
No.
story
and
But they're
honestly,
so good.
those bits are the best parts of the game.
every time.
Like Trevor just talked about the the dead man tree
Yeah.
quest line.
They've got all the notes stuck to the tree,
yeah,
like
like,
everyone's names.
I won't tell you where the final battle happens, but you're like, okay, yeah, this is fucking sick, dude. Like
We
this
fought
is
in a
straight
volcano.
out of a movie. Yeah,
It's
like
like
it's
Star
fucking
Wars.
nuts, man. So like that stuff is great, and I actually made a note of this. I'm glad Trevor kind of led us into this, but the best side quest in the entire game is one called the Storm Blade, and it's I would say it's towards the last act, in like the last zone that you unlock. If anybody sees that quest marker on your map, do it. I'm not gonna spoil like why this quest is so good, but there were multiple moments during this quest line where I had to stop and just like process the lore and what was happening. I was like, yeah, that's fucking sick. Like it's so good. And so I had way more fun with that stuff than I did with the actual story of the game.
But the main story characters, like I can't remember his name, the head honcho, the mob boss.
Oh, right.
I don't know why I didn't write down his name.
Yeah, I didn't either.
But like, so maybe in that sense, he's not super memorable. But as a character, they kind of do the Thanos thing, right? Where they kind of make him, every once in a while, he starts talking. You're like, wait, like, was my family like doing something wrong? Like, is this guy right? Like, he's trying to like create order and stuff. Like, no, this guy's an asshole. But maybe, So they make him really cool.
Yeah, for sure.
So I want to take a little break.
Okay.
And I think this is fourth episode of the season. This is Daryl's.
It's a big deal.
Big deal.
Big deal.
Big deal.
Big old pickle over here.
Big old deal.
Daryl's first segment of the season. Daryl, take it away.
Fantasy Face Off. Fight.
Yeah, well, welcome to the Fantasy Face-Off, where we pit two characters of any genre, any world, anything against each other in a fight to the death, and we decide who the winner is, and you either agree with us or you just admit you're wrong. But yeah, so I kind of had to really mull this one over, and kind of I tried to find something a little bit closer to the theme of what was going on, and then I realized I forgot the names of certain people.
That guy
Doesn't sound like us at all.
So in the theme of this episode, I wanted to go with samurai, everything like that. So from the Marvel series, I'm going to go the Silver Samurai.
Oh,
okay.
Sick.
yep.
Okay. So yeah, if you want to pull up any stat lines or anything. And then I didn't really find anyone from the DC side that was like truly like that, other than kind of going with somebody that's as close to like a ninja as possible,
Right.
on that side. So it's going to be Silver Samurai versus Talon
Oh.
from DC.
Okay. Okay. Little Court of Owls action. I
Yes.
like it. I like it. Well, I mean, I already
Pedantic's
did that.
alone.
So
Pedantic's alone.
while these guys fucking do research, the winner's Talon. I mean, the dude can't die. Like, he legitimately can be resurrected every time, whether it be the Lazarus pit or with some other fucking voodoo mama juju stuff that the Court Owls has. But I mean, we've been spoiled with the Court Owls content in the last couple of years here with games and film and everything else, and just like the powers that he has and the capabilities. Like, if it's just, one-on-one fight in a room, you know what? Silver Samurai probably takes him down, but the Talon ain't gonna fight that way. He's gonna go he's gonna go Mexican prison rules. He's gonna come out of the shadows and do whatever he needs to do. And then, like I said, even if he gets killed, he's just gonna come right back.
Okay, so he's got like a bit of that like Wolverine in him, little that regeneration.
Yeah, like I said, he's always just gonna
basically
be
it's like
resurrected.
vials that you just jab into himself and get a little.
Yeah, but yeah, he's got the ninja skills. He's fast as hell.
Yeah.
Silver Samurai is pretty slow and chunky. So yeah, I think Talon takes it, honestly. I fought Talon. He's hard as fuck.
So Silver Samurai just isn't in anything, right? You can't.
Yeah.
No.
It's hard to compare that.
It
That's
is.
true.
I do agree though. Like looking through some of the abilities, like Silver Samurai looks cool as fuck.
Yeah, he is.
Yes.
And he does do some cool shit, but
Yeah.
he's definitely not a like A tier villain
No.
guy, right? He's cool
No.
and he's a badass,
Yeah.
but I don't know if he stands up to someone who can like essentially not die.
Yeah.
Because essentially he's a master samurai and he has like some like
It's just kinda
abilities
one
to
of
like,
those, like-
do stuff. Yeah, like
Just do I just need to hit him once? Like,
Yeah,
you know, like is
right.
it just is it one of those?
yeah, just give me one shot, one good shot.
I don't know, man. Like, I think I'm gonna have to concede this one. As much as I want to, like,
I was really
Rep-
hoping you were going to be the guy.
Just gonna
as much
fight.
as I want to rep
Argue the
Marvel
point.
for this, like,
Yeah.
if you're fighting like an undead assassin, there's only so much Silver Samurai can do.
Well, you heard it here on the Good Enough Gaming Podcast. We believe that a ninja would take down a samurai.
It's true. I mean, if Wolverine can take him down just using brute force and Wolverine tactics, like I think a fucking ninja has
Highly
a few
trained.
more like
Highly
skills.
trained.
I guess Wolverine is
Wolverine is
highly
very
trained as
skilled.
well.
That's true, but he's definitely more of the.
It's like, are you getting movie Wolverine though, or
Yeah.
comic book Wolverine?
That's a good
'Cause
question.
The movie is brute force. Like,
Yeah.
there's not much, not much there.
The comic one will have a cigar and still kick your ass.
100%.
Comic book accurate Wolverine.
Yeah.
5'4".
Yeah, exactly.
Cavalrine for the win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, good job, you guys. I just thought I'd try to do something a little bit thematic for today. But
Appreciate the thematicness. Okay. Bringing it back. You know we love to gripe. You know we have criticisms, often valid.
we never do that.
So I think we'll bring up some criticisms and then we will final score it. Daryl won't be participating because he ain't played it yet, but that is his Christmas holiday.
Plead the fifth.
It's coming.
Christmas holiday plan.
Yeah. Binge.
Yeah,
Oh, it
it's so
happen.
good. It's so good. It's so good.
I'm just gonna couch rot and
Yeah.
play Tsushima.
Fuck,
Or,
fuck
Yotei.
yes.
Pretty
Yeah.
much. Yeah.
for hours.
Yeah,
Hours.
you will get lost in it. It's especially if you got nowhere to go and you just want to do random shit. Fuck.
Yeah. So, Jordan,
Yes.
you are through it.
Yeah.
Trevor, how are you through it?
Like half. I think halfway.
I am not that far, so I have not.
Eve.
Crowd management is my struggle.
Yeah.
It can be a bit overwhelming.
Especially like some of the stealth stuff, like the controls get a little janky sometimes and doesn't go the way I want it to.
I find I don't use as much of it. It's so funny. They took away that whole like echo ping thing,
Yeah.
which I think is good. But then at
Yep.
the same time, I use less of the stealth because it doesn't exist and I don't know where guys are. So I'm like, well, I'm not going to stealth. Like, fuck it.
It's like as soon as you see the thing standoff pop up on the screen, you're like, "Oh yeah, press triangle." I'm
Let's
fucking
go. Yeah,
some people
yeah.
up right now. Yeah, honestly, like, I kind of agree with Kyle. And the first game had the crowd management issue as well. But I mean, to be honest, I don't like all the different weapons and having to swap between all of them constantly, because for me, it actually takes me out of the world a little bit when I'm just fucking button mashing against
Which one do I
mobs.
need?
Yeah, because I don't know, like I hate to always talk about like historical accuracy because it's fucking video games, but like just the whole concept of I'm gonna have dual katanas and then all of a sudden I'm gonna have enough time to quickly like pull out a spear from behind my back and sheath my katanas and then keep fighting. Like, I just think the whole swapping thing is dumb at times. And some of the weapons are just not needed. Like the dual katana you get very early. And then like I said, for me, I got the spear and I got the odachi, the huge,
big one, yeah.
great sword. I beat the game and I didn't even get the chain blade.
Oh, wow.
And to be honest with you, I don't think I ever needed it. So it's like, it's cool in theory, but just I don't know. I preferred the stances. And I know different characters, different themes, honorable versus not honorable, samurai versus ninja sort of stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Like Atsu is, and it leans into the story, like she is kind of a brute. She's just going to do whatever she has to do to get the job done.
She's like a Geralt from
Yeah.
The Witcher.
Yeah.
She's grumpy.
Mhm.
She's going to help the locals, but she'll bitch about it a little bit.
Yeah.
She'll do it begrudgingly.
Yeah.
But then the bad guys, she's like, I'm fucking coming for you.
It's like
Yeah.
that Bob's Burgers. Fine, I'll do it, but I'm gonna complain the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically what she is. Yeah, I think that's probably one of my biggest gripes is it just pulls me out because like when you're only using one weapon, like when you do the standoffs or when you're doing the one-on-one fights against the Ronins and you're mostly using one weapon.
Yeah, you're doing more of like a Dark Souls like
Yeah.
balance of like the dance, right?
Yeah.
You're doing the dance of the sword.
Yeah, like to me, that's where the combat is at its peak. Like that's when it feels so good. It feels like your button prompts are very precise, and when you actually hit like the proper combo, or you finally like hit that finisher on them, like it feels so good. But then as soon as you get more than a single enemy against you, then I feel like I'm playing DDR, where it's like what buttons and what I got to do this and do this and do that, and it pulls me right out.
Gotcha.
So I don't like that aspect of the game. I prefer the stances.
So, like,
honestly,
You guys talk about, like you said, that it's difficult if you don't have the right weapon against somebody. But, like, is it?
But it's not
is it-
impossible.
it's not impossible. Like you could just grind out using the dual katana
you
the whole
could
time.
definitely grind it out. Really, where the weapon swapping comes into play is the white stagger meter. It's gonna fill faster if you're using
you're gonna, like,
proficient weapon.
You're gonna like knock the guy back to like open him up for like a really easy attack,
Yeah.
I gotcha.
quicker.
If you want,
But you can fucking beat the shit out of him until it happens anyways.
Or
right?
like if you wanted to go like the passive route and like I'm only gonna counter. You could literally just stand there with any weapon and wait for them to swing, and then if you hit that parry, window properly, it'll open them up, and then you can swing away.
I got
But
So,
same thing, if you have the proper weapon, you do like a bit of a different parry.
Yeah.
It just like is better. But it sort of follows that it was like the stance break thing from like Sekiro, where like you can still do damage,
Yeah.
but then also they have like a stagger bar, which is kind of normal now in a lot of games.
They
Yeah.
definitely,
And then you can fill that
some
up
of the
faster.
enemies, like staggering is key.
Yeah, they're just
Otherwise,
annoying
you're gonna be
otherwise.
fighting them for 20 minutes when
Gotcha.
it should only take 2
That
minutes.
was more of my question. Is like what is the sort of the difference in time? I guess between using those. So it's a forced implement by the sounds of it.
A little bit.
Yeah, I would say so.
They would definitely prefer if you
if you
used
want to
it.
enjoy the game the way that it's meant to be enjoyed.
Yeah.
It's like you're kind of shoehorned into it.
That's what. Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
But I would say my other core complaint is because of how like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom has kind of influenced this new era of open world games. There is little to no sense of urgency to focus on the narrative.
No, that's true.
And so there were times when I was like, wait, what's happening in the
Where
story?
am I
again?
going?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
just going through bear caves and like
yeah, you're clearing bandit camps, you're finding a fox den, and that takes you, to a different place, or you find like the wolf, like there's this whole wolf mechanic, like side thing that I thought was going to be way more involved in the story. It doesn't fucking matter.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
That was like the whole preview. I was like,
it's more of like a theme. It's more of like a
that'd be
theme,
sick.
but it's not the case.
Yes.
Yeah, because I had because my wife and I were both playing this, and she went a different way, so she got to a different part in the story, and I was starting to develop my own thoughts about like the wolf,
right. Yeah.
and I was explaining this to her, and she's like, "Well, you clearly didn't go the way I went because that is definitely not fucking true." And I was like, "Oh shit, okay." Like,
yeah. Yeah, so there's just stuff like that where it's like, again, this is kind of the same thing that I said about Borderlands, and before people fucking flame me online, I'm not saying that these games are the same.
What do you mean Borderlands
Yeah,
and
right.
Yotai aren't the same?
identical.
But what
Duh.
this game compared to the first one, it takes all the gameplay stuff and elevates it. Like this is a gamer's game in the sense that if you want something that feels good to play, has really good gameplay systems in place, like let's just improve pretty much on everything and just kind of
Okay.
like, it's going to feel like a good game to play. But I think in them doing that, what they lost was that really like gripping story where I have to see what happens next.
Yeah.
All of these side characters that are gonna, stick in your mind and be memorable. Um, you know, there's flashes of that in this game, but they're not standouts
Right.
like they were in the first game.
Yeah,
I feel.
where you were like building these relationships and these people were like kind of like you're
Yeah.
sort of like I think Horizon did it too, where you like do these quest lines and then these people like help you at the end.
Yeah.
Right. If you
Yes,
finished it, these
yeah.
people are coming back to like
Yeah.
give you a hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My biggest thing. So this game is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Definitely built on more of the Tsushima like engine. So as people said, like, no, it is not in like the most highest resolution realism ever, but it is still very good looking. Like they used all their
Yeah.
aspects like well.
Yeah.
And they made that look good. The cutscenes, incredible.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm. Yeah.
like everything cinematic level is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
The in-game cutscenes. So when you're done a quest, when you do something like that,
Yeah.
anybody not named Atsu kind of looks like a potato. I've got to
Yes.
say, like, and it
Yes.
became noticeable. And there's times where you're like,
Yeah.
there was times where you're just like, wow, that person is not rendered with the most
Yeah,
definition
no.
or doesn't have the
Yeah.
most detail.
It's like we couldn't have done a 10-second cutscene for this guy. Like,
Yeah.
oh,
And some of it I know it's just like you're handing in a quest, like you saved whatever,
Yeah.
you saved the village, whatever it is. But there's just times where it's like, it is noticeable that you're like, okay, clearly a lot of the focus was on the main character as it should be, but just like, oof, that guy looked a little rough, right? You're just like,
Yeah.
that guy, just the details on their face or just anything. You're just like, okay, well, we didn't render that guy in 1080p. He's kind of in
Yeah.
a 720, somewhere between 480 and 720p is where he lies. And then, yeah, just depending on how important the character is, really shows in their graphic fidelity.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought it up because I had that written down. I was like, maybe I'm being too harsh, but it did seem funny at times where it was like, whoa, that was a little rough around the edges.
And that, I mean, that rolls into my other one. Like there's the wildlife. There are times where you can definitely, there's a lot going on.
Mhm.
So it's like, okay, well, I can't like take too many points away for it, but there's definitely times where you're like, oh, I see the fox bounding away and like the fox is in like 30 FPS or less. Everything else is fine, but like this fox is like a little rigid. It's kind of like
Yeah.
just kind of in like a loop of motion where you're like, okay, I'm just watching like a GIF and it's
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
moving away.
Yeah.
So there's a couple little graphical things, but it's also then made up for in like so many other ways
Yeah.
with the rest of the gameplay. But it's just, yeah, that was
Yeah.
one that stood out to me earlier. It was just like, well, that's a little fucked up.
Yeah, this game, it feels like I've played 10 other games like it.
Mm.
Yeah,
And
you're here for the components of the game, but it's not like it's standing out as something like
no,
The
like,
story
mind
isn't as
blasting and
gripping as it
yes.
was.
no, and I mean, obviously that it falls victim to being a sequel. That's going to
Yeah.
happen,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But for me, like, I always look at like these big AAA games, and the way I kind of put it in my head is like, in 5 years, what am I going to kind of take away from it? And in 5 years, when I think about like the Ghost franchise, I'm still going to think about Tsushima.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
that, to me, that's still going to be
Like that's the number one.
the
Yeah.
S tier standout. And then Yotei is just going to be like, yeah, that was a pretty fun game. And then I'm going to move on, and so it's just, there wasn't enough to differentiate it, I think, from not only its own franchise, but from other games in this same space. They really tried to hope that the new weapons and, kind of the time jump, and the time jump, like I said, in certain parts is super interesting.
Yeah. Because there's like guns and muskets now. Like
Yeah.
we're in
Oh,
like,
yeah,
yeah.
okay.
Get
Yeah.
sniped.
But like, I felt like they needed to lean more into that, and that's where having a gripping story, better side characters, I think that's where that shit would have really shined through nicely. But this was more like, let's just refine the gameplay, and let's just really focus on that. And I mean, I guess it sounds like I'm complaining that a game feels good to play.
Yeah.
But we also have come to expect a certain level of narrative quality from PlayStation AAA games.
Yes.
And I feel like this one just doesn't.
Wasn't quite there.
No, not for me anyway. Like I said, for others, you might take something different.
I have one other big one, and this from the get-go drove me fucking nuts. And maybe this is because when this game came out, like this was all over my feed, and people were like, "Oh my god!" Like I don't know if it's just my Instagram feed or whatever it is, and everyone's acting like this is the newest, hottest shit ever in a video game.
Okay.
The follow me mechanic.
Oh,
So
yeah,
as many people have noticed, in a lot of modern games, you get the walk and talk. That is a classic
the JRPG exposition
storytelling thing.
Yeah.
So
I'm used to that.
I had to look this up because I was like, when did this actually start? So this goes back to like Shadow of Mordor and Witcher 3,
Yeah.
where it really started, where people were like, oh my God, if you run, the NPC also runs with you, and it's incredible. And you're like, okay, this isn't new. Like, this has been out for like 15 years at this point.
Mhm.
And people wouldn't shut up about how it's so cool in this game.
Yeah.
The problem with this game is you go to follow the person and it acts like they don't know where the fuck they're going.
Yeah.
So they're trying to sprint with you, but you're like, well, which direction do we
Where
go?
am I going?
And they're waiting for you to start running, but they're not picking a fucking direction to go.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, okay, guys, like, you just like sprint in a circle quick, and then the person finally like takes off. I'm like, this isn't where it's at. Like, this isn't
fine tuning.
Yeah, like, so there's just, it's just like such a little tiny glitchy thing. We're just like, this is, and they do it a lot.
It is a lot, yeah. It's worse on the horse.
Yeah. And the number of times I'm just like, okay, well, if you could just start going in the direction, then we can start running. But like, you're just kind of sitting here waiting for me to move, and I don't know where we're going.
Yeah.
You told me to follow you.
Yeah, there's no quest marker for me to like
Lead on. Feel free to lead on anytime. Like, it's the littlest thing, but it just drove me fucking nuts.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Definitely happened to me a few
Especially
times.
because it is such a standard thing now. But
Yeah.
I think it pissed me off more because, like, as I started playing this game, everyone online was like, oh my God, have you seen this mechanic? And I'm just like, yeah, guys, it's been have you played a video game in the last 10 years? Like,
yeah. Now I got a question for the guys that have played the game. Sorry, Daryl.
No, it's fine.
just turn the chair around.
I'm just here.
Yeah,
turn the
put
chair
the
around.
Downs cap on and go in the corner, please.
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Do you guys have like a standout like character or villain? Because like Trevor said, it's kind of like the mob, and so there's let's say 6.
Yeah.
There's like
the
6
Yotei
heads
6
of the mob
Mhm.
that you kind of take down. Do you guys have a favorite from that 6?
I'm not deep enough yet.
It's so funny because you don't. Yeah, it's really early on. You do the one guy really early,
Yeah, the snake.
and then there's like a big
Like,
gap
big
before you
gap.
get to anybody else, and then
That's
it's
true.
kind of quick. But like, I have to say, starting with the snake,
Yeah.
like, he's this thin, just
Yeah.
greasy, kind of creepy dude.
He's a slimy
Like,
dude.
he's
Yeah.
super slimy, and like starting the game with you just like murdering that guy as like kind of as like the intro,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
reteach
right.
of the mechanics. It's a great way to start the game.
Yeah.
Where you're like, this person's
agree.
back. I came back from the dead. Essentially, I went and fought. She goes and fights down south, and
Yeah.
then she comes back to her like back home, and now she's like clearing everybody out.
Yeah.
Really cool intro to the game.
The funny thing too is you steal his armor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you steal his
I
shit.
think
You get
that's
his
the
mask and
first
stuff.
Armor set that you
Yeah.
get in the game is
Oh, wow.
is killing him, and that's all in the first like 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Of the game, like it's very early.
yeah.
on.
That pacing, I have to say, was like probably the best intro to a game. Where it's like, I immediately know what's going on. You've taught me the mechanics. Get
Here's
into
the
it.
satisfaction.
Yeah,
Mhm.
get into it. Right. This isn't even Tsushima like wasn't badly paced, but you're still an hour or two before you hit that like incredible
Yeah.
The
opening credit.
fields,
right?
The field
Oh.
scene.
Whereas in
yeah.
this, you're
It's
immediately
so
like,
good.
this one, this one within,
So
like you
good.
said, 10, 15 minutes, you are riding your horse and you're learning the mechanics of the horse. And then you're coming back to your farm, which is like burnt down minus
Yeah.
the ginkgo tree.
Mhm.
And like, that's the whole theme.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, this is fucking cool. And then it's just vast open world.
I just wish that pacing was the whole way through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my complaint, because that intro is phenomenal, and like they try and replicate that field scene from
Yeah,
the
they do it a
first
little
game,
bit.
but they make some changes, but like all of that stuff is really, really great. And then like I wrote down the kitsune, one of the 6. To me, that villain and storyline to take the kitsune down, that's the best one in the game.
Okay, I will remember that.
And same thing. There's stuff there that's like major spoilers for other characters. So I'm not gonna dive into why I think that one is the best.
Trust me, it's good.
But yeah, but it is very good. But I mean, overall, gameplay wise, I was happy with the overall, the overall content. Like it took me, I think 45 hours to beat the story. There's still a lot that I can do. I've seen people take upwards of 100 hours to
Yeah.
If you're
platinum
fully
the game.
completing and doing all the things,
But I think honestly, if you were to mainline the story, like, I'm going to say this for my dad gamers out there. If you're going to just mainline the story and focus on the Yotei 6, you honestly could probably beat this in like 30 to 35.
That's not gonna happen.
But
you can try.
Distractions.
But it is the perfect like completionist game. If you want to turn your brain off and just
Go find stuff.
go find things, just check off markers on the map. And you only got like an hour of your day to do that. It's great for that.
Yeah, it is great. Like I was saying, this is that Breath of the Wild. Like, go find an outlook, take out your telescope, and just start like pinging things on the map.
Yeah,
because there's little markers and it kind of pulses and it tells you, you're like, oh, you're close to something, and it just starts marking shit on your map.
Yeah.
The other one too is like there is a map maker, because like this is still the Wild West. So there's a guy who's been tasked to make maps, and so he gives you little chunks and you have to you have to fit them.
Oh, that's all right.
You have to fit them onto your map, and then it gives you like a location of something, right? And then so you just like wrangle up all these things. You're like, okay, well, I'm gonna go like do this loop and I'm gonna hit 5 things, and then you're gonna find a gold bird on the way and you're gonna get distracted, and you're like, you can play this game for 2 hours and like accomplish essentially nothing in the story and still have a great time.
And like the cartographer guy is funny because he's like the Shogun has banished me here and
to do this.
Yeah, he was like, I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
He's like, nobody likes me here. I just keep doing this because the Shogun ordered me to, but I'm 100%.
Yeah, I don't expect to live through this. Yeah,
like he's really, really funny. Yeah.
They do a good job of that. Like Jordan's, like it's 400 years later, but if you were to go to Tokyo, like it would be a booming big city. But this is like, you are in the middle of nowhere. This is like, if you're in America, it's like, well, New York is big and booming. It's like, well, the Midwest and, the Oregon Trail is still fucking, like we're building sod huts out here. Like this isn't modern at all.
Yeah.
So to wrap it all up then, if you had to score it, Trevor, start us off with a score.
All things considered, I think this is a 9. I think honestly, like if you are like, this is just in time for the holidays. If you are debating this holiday, you're like, I want some samurai in my life. I would 100% pick this over Assassin's Creed.
Oh yeah.
Especially if you played Tsushima, you will get into this quickly. You'll understand what's going on. But if you love the old Japanese movies, anything samurai, even like a little spaghetti western, like minus the guns, like this will get you. We don't need the neckbeards talking about another lady protagonist. She's fucking awesome.
Yeah, she's great.
Yep.
Super likable character. They wrote her. They wrote her super well as like a grumpy chick who's here to like come save the world essentially. But they keep it on theme and like it's just so good. And same thing, if you liked Breath of the Wild and you are looking for a game that is more adult and more like just intense, this is the game. Like that's to me the most direct comparison in such a weird way.
It's better gameplay moment to moment than Breath of the Wild is.
But it gives you that ADD.
But you can't
like
make a weird craft out of
Breath of the Wild, not Tears of the Kingdom. We're going Breath of the Wild here. But like if you want that game where you're like, I want to discover as I go. And there's all these cool things on my way, and there's like these chunks of main story about, like that's, I will give it credit. That game changed a lot of the way games are made now. But this is like the version of that where it's like, here's what happens when you put this on a PlayStation versus a potato. And this is what you can do with the system. And like, I would love to see this game when it gets remastered onto PC, like what it would look like and everything. It'll fucking be so good
even
to play.
The mod community, what they'll do, it would be nuts.
If you can up-res it and like do a couple things to it, like this game would look incredible on a PC.
Let me ride Tom the Tank Engine through the field.
Shrek.
As
Let me ride Shrek.
Let me ride Shrek.
So I'm at about an 8 right now. I think partly because I'm not as deep into it. I feel like as I get more into the story, it might change, but like everything you said so far.
Yeah, there's those big JRPG gaps almost where it's like, here's this really cool moment. Now there's like a couple hours of
Here's
like
some
kind of
Yeah.
fluff and nothingness,
Yeah.
minus these mini bits, and then you get to this other big section. You're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, for me, like I kind of talked to Daryl about this the other weekend because I was like, just to preface, when we do this episode, I might upset some people.
Yeah, no,
I'm giving this a 2. I'm coming across the table. I'm coming over the table.
Honestly, for me, this game is like a 7, 7.5. To be honest, the I would say the front half of my time played, it was a 7.5, 8, and as the game went, it got less.
Oh,
Okay.
You know, it's for me, it's the story.
Dwindles a bit.
Yeah, like it's just the Yotei 6. It's a really cool idea. I love the new area going to Hokkaido, having like the snowy mountains. Like there's some really cool atmosphere stuff. But fighting the entire Mongolian Empire in the first one, like how do you beat that?
Yeah,
true.
You know, like just
That's tough.
the stakes and the sense of urgency of like, I'm doing this completely impossible task of saving my people from an invading nation. To this one where it's like, I'm upset that my family was killed.
And it's like beat 'em up mobsters.
yeah.
So like for me, that was a bit of a letdown. Like there are, like I said, there are some flashes of greatness in the story that are really cool. But I don't see how you beat the first one for the narrative scope of all of
It's
that.
just too good.
And then like I said, the weapon swapping for me, I just, while cool in theory, I just think the implementation of it just didn't hit for me. It pulled me out of the experience. You know, it was similar to like Final Fantasy VII Remake, just having to constantly swap between your party all the time rather than focusing on the cool shit that's happening on the screen. Like that's kind of what I got from this. But the open world is phenomenal. Visuals are great. Sound design is unbelievably good.
Go listen to some shamisen solos.
Yeah.
I've got some super smiley dude on my Instagram every day just fucking jamming out. And that guy's awesome.
Going nuts. Yeah. So like there's definitely some of that shit that's really, really good. But yeah, at the end of the day, like I said, 5 years from now, I'm still going to be talking about the first game, and I'm not going to be talking about Yotei. That's kind of
it's just this weird, like we need to make it open, but it's got a branch, and like these little chunks have to be a story, and they all kind of contribute to the total, but they're just not directed in the same way of like, this is this big main storyline. I think it's just a little bit of a weak point in gaming right now.
Yeah.
No one's done it to a point where it makes a lot of sense and is like super hard hitting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's, that'll be another topic of a different episode, but yeah, maybe the attention spans are affecting our stories. Yeah.
But other big point, if you are going to play this game, you do not have to play Tsushima.
No.
Although I highly recommend it because it's such a fucking good game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like that's its own thing, but they are not combined. So you're not missing anything.
Very cool.
Yeah.
There's like a reference to Jin Sakai in this. Like there's a little mission Easter egg, but there's not.
Yeah.
She talks about it, but that's about it.
Yeah. It's so far in the future that it has really no bearing.
It's just same system, but not connected.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, once again, thank you for tuning in. Fucking dorks. Thanks again for tuning in, joining us, listening to our bullshit. We will see you next week.
Yeah.
Little Christmas special.
Happy holidays.
Little Christmas, good enough.
Yep.
I think that one was good enough.
Good enough.
Yeah, good enough.
Community guys.
Why did I go Greendale?
It's good. You know what? Better than good. Good enough.
Good enough.
Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at GEG Podcast. Check out our website, goodenoughgaming.com, and write us an email about anything from our episodes or something you would like us to discuss in the future. You can also now join us on Discord on the Good Enough Gaming Discord server. We really appreciate you listening and hope you continue to join us on this epic adventure of discussing all things gaming and nerdy. Please subscribe to the Good Enough Gaming podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts or wherever else you listen to your podcasts, and rate us 5 stars so we can find more good enoughers in the process. Just remember, we might not be great, but we are good enough.